I think this is the best Whitney has ever been. Why all the Whitney hate lately? Maybe I just have an opposite opinion to most, but I've always found Whitney to be quite an annoying / selfish character, and most people didn't agree. But now everyone's saying she's become annoying and selfish, and I thought she is actually being quite noble. She recognises a lot of Brittany in herself and is deciding to face that. Yes, the way she went about it is wrong, but this is a drama. It's Albert Square. Worse things have happened than that. I see her taking in a child that at one point was eating out of bins, living outside, and seems to have a violent stepfather. She done what she had to get her out of knowing the foster system is a joke. Even with the illness, she's proving that she'll go through it with her. As for not thinking about her unborn baby, maybe it's because she's lost 2 of them, but it was incredibly traumatic, so she doesn't want to think about it right now. I think she's clearly still hurting from Peach. Zach's lack of understanding and all of this is truly baffling, because I think he's being written like he's had a personality transplant. I think Lauren is one who's had a huge personality change and is really annoying. Sticking your nose in Whitney's business constantly clearly is a thing for Zach, like when she stopped Penny from going and serving them drunk. Is seemingly jealous of Whitney and Zach, and so is trying to sabotage it. Why does she care so much about her telling Zach? It's Whitney's mess, let her sort it. I think Lauren's whole popping out of nowhere and constantly being on Whitney's back was strange. One minute she going around to tell her best mate she's sorry for sticking her nose in, next thing she's getting it on with a pregnant best mate's man in a filthy alleyway. This is the same Lauren who mowed her father down with a car after his affair. Wow, that's honestly the most honest Whitney stan I've heard in my life. Fair play. I appreciate the fucking... I like it. Honestly, it's a different framing of it, because obviously how people are seeing it is Whitney's an unreasonable bitch. Lauren is kind of okay, but she's kind of not tainted by this storyline. And Zach is, still he's not seen as completely in the wrong. But ultimately he's also not fucking... He's sympathetic, but he's also kind of done wrong. So, is this the best Whitney we've ever seen? What do you reckon, mate?
I'd assume it is, because I haven't seen much of Whitney outside of this. Obviously, I've seen her debut back in 08.
07, 06-ish, roughly. Around there.
And obviously, I've only seen bits of her. Obviously, like, I know the bit with Callum and Johnny, where she tried to strike 2 gay men, and
hey, Callum wasn't technically gay at the time.
Sorry, Callum was just convinced by Ben's beautiful, luxurious ass. I mean, we all were, let's be honest. But like Whitney, I'm loving this iteration of Whitney. She really cares about Brittany. Yeah, there is some fucked up factors to this. Like, you did basically abduct a child, and I don't really know like how you can go to a social worker and go, well, you see, officer, you say kidnapped. I say
I did pay for her. It's like,
yeah, imagine doing that to a social worker. It's like, okay, Whitney, so explain your side of the story. Well, I did pay her to give me the child, and you say you're a safe parent. Well, I like to think so. Okay, can you please get in the van? Thank you very much. Fuck you, bye. But I love this iteration of Whitney. It's nice to see or have a character change and care about someone who's not going to instantly die, I hope. I say that I can't wait till we open fucking choose this episode and Brittany sat in a chair and the FBI fucking walls in with shotguns. Got the fucking floor. We've got a child on rogue. Yeah, so like I'm loving this iteration of Whitney. I just can't wait to see more of it. I know it's a bit weird for me to say, but yeah, I just like it. I like it.
Yeah, I do agree. I think this is probably the most development towards something possibly happy she's had in a long time. Because obviously, look, Whitney's been getting the Ronnie treatment for years. Like, oh, you're happy for about 5 seconds and trauma. Oh, fucking hell. All right, guys. I guess I'll nail the sad storyline, but fucking. And it feels like for years that Whitney's been in this constant, like, fucking wheel spin of, like, oh, going forward, the baby's dead. Oh, fuck. Like, and now she is pregnant with a child and has Brittany, which will likely be the foundation for her new family whenever she comes back. And you know, it makes sense that Whitney would want to protect a girl who she sees herself in. You know, she wants to avoid all that pain and trauma. She wants her to go through it with a loving, like, you know, not be taken advantage of. And that's probably where Brittany was going to go. And it is nice to see the character finally progress, finally move forward, finally go further, actually changing something. It's like, I've made the complaint a bit in my Discord sometimes. But sometimes I feel like some characters in the show, they are just simply afraid of actually, like, progressing them as a character and actually making, like, some permanent changes. Like, Sam Mitchell is the same fucking person she was, like, 15 years ago. Like, the last thing that majorly changed her life was having Ricky. And, like, they just never wanted to progress it any further, you know? Never got into any proper relationships. And that's generally the risk you have with these soap characters, because you want them to do this big storyline. But also, how much long-term damage do you actually want? Because, you know, some long-term damage isn't fucking good. Sometimes you kill off Abby Branning. Sometimes you kill off a bunch of characters pretty short-sightedly that you didn't need to and would have had a lot more mileage. And, you know, probably not the most well-received Whitney, because Whitney at the core is selfish and is defensive and isn't, like, if there's one thing that Whitney's never been good at, she's never been good at being honest. Like, she always has a bit of a self-destruct, like, mechanism. Like, the second she's settled, it's like, I'm gonna just throw this fucking bomb under the table. Like, oh, Whitney, did you put the clothes in the washing machine? Why are you asking that? Just fucking, it's not fucking, you're not getting arrested, Whitney. Fuck me. But it's always been a hard way to pay this character, because she's so troubled and she's so, like, damaged and traumatized, I guess, that, like, her living kind of more of a, it's been much harder for Whitney to ever feel comfortable, and she has a proven track record of fucking things up for herself. But yeah, let's see what people think, because people really, like, you know, my brother fucking hates Whitney right now, and let's just imagine, it's the EastEnders subreddit. I can't say they're feeling the best about it. I've seen a lot of abuse hurled towards Whitney, and I probably would have been here a couple months ago before the kickoff of this big storyline. Probably would, but now, you know, I think it's because it's her exit, I've kind of slowly been like, you know what? It's not all bad. It's not all bad. Whitney's storyline is just boring and nonsensical. Straight in with it. I loved her when she was younger, but the writing of her character has been going downhill for ages. The last time I actually liked it was when she lived with the Carters and was with Lee. Storylines with Callum and Leo afterwards were just odd. Did enjoy the Peach storyline at the time, but her and Zach are kind of toxic now and clearly staying together for their unborn kid. Doesn't help that Brittany is not really likable at all. Yeah, she is. Come on. She's like, I don't know. Just if her name was Fat Boy, everybody would be like, yeah, she's great. It's great. Love her.
I want Fat Boy. A guy's gonna pop up.
Oh, fucking.
Fuck off. Don't
it's
compare Fat Boy to this bitch, please.
People just hate the teenagers on the show for some reason. I don't know why.
You know what we need to play? We need to play one song for them whenever a teenager comes onto the screen. They're just a teenage dirtbag. Like, maybe you need to listen to Iron Maiden or something.
Classic. Classic. If they were going to go down the route of Whitney being obsessed with a kid, they should have brought back that adorable little boy they fostered a while ago. I don't think Whitney's obsessed with Brittany. I think she just wants to give her a better life.
Hold on here. Hold on. Yeah, Oscar, the little child, right? And I don't mean to alarm you, lads, right? But he's in a new home, right? She's not gonna fucking Mission Impossible waltz into the bedroom, fucking den, 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 like wheel me down, Jack, and she's coming out from the fucking balcony into the room, like stealing the child, and then immediately the raw
I think it's
bread,
Ashton,
and she
not
falls.
Ashton, but yeah.
Oh, Ashton. Like, she's not obsessed with a child. It's just Brittany came from a rough background, so she cares about Brittany because she's reminded of herself. It's not like fucking. Like Ashton's in a good home. He's in a new home. She's not like Googling where Ashton is.
Yeah, I suppose just to wrap it back round. Like I said, it's not that Whitney's obsessed with Brittany. It's just she knows that she can give her a better life, you know. And I don't think that's a selfish thing. I think that's a fucking earnest thing. Even if she's gone about it the wrong fucking way, and she definitely has, because she's basically just kidnapped the child. But yeah, it's one of those fucking things. But someone says she stalked Whitney's older brother and kind of coerced him into a relationship by implying she would tell Whitney he was a drug dealer if he didn't shag her. She talked Lucy into dumping Joey so she could shag her own cousin. She's always been this way. It's honestly the only believable part of this whole with Brittany storyline. Yeah, I will say, Lauren's like Max. Like, Lauren is like Max. As much as she doesn't want to be like Max, she is Max, but as a woman. Like, the amount of, like, you know, even when she was sleeping with old Jake Stone, throwback to the Whodunit 2014, you know, like, she still makes these bad decisions. And she still shacks up with the wrong people. Just because she catches some feelings. And she has caught feelings for Zach. It's fucking... That's why she's been... Like, she's been half protecting him more than Whitney the whole time. And her and Whitney are supposed to be best friends for years.
Like, what do you think? Do you think that she fucking sold her off to the woman for a tax write-off so she doesn't get paid off by the government? Like, you know, she's a child, lads. Yes, you kidnap her, but calm down. Like, but my only problem is what will Brittany's brother like? Why is he not getting love? I know he should have stepped back, but he should be getting love.
Yeah. Someone says this is an entirely fair assessment of the other side of the coin. Someone says, because people on this Reddit think they would be better at writing the show than professional writers. It's fucking true. We've made it. Someone's fucking said it. We're here. We fucking made it. Yes. All subreddits think they could write the show better than the show. But the fucking show that they'd be writing would be focused on their favourite character. Like, alright, here's how Ben Mitchell's gonna break out of jail, marry Callum, and then still be traumatised. Yeah.
Here's how Fat Boy comes back from the grave, lads. Oh.
Like, it's just fucking... Please. Look, I get it, alright? We all have ideas of how we do the show. We all have different ways that we do it personally. But I'd like to appreciate that these guys are writing like fucking 250 episodes a year. They're like... And it's every single detail that doesn't make sense in a way, where it's like, oh, what do you mean Zach wouldn't do this? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he would do this. He's done it multiple times, and he always will fucking do it, because it's who he is as a person. I can't believe Lauren would do something like that. Yes, she fucking would. She's Max's kid. She definitely would, and always will, and always has been. I can't believe Whitney's just been really selfish and not really taken the men in her life seriously. Like, we all have our own little headcanons, and we like to think that we know everything, but we usually don't, and we usually just, like I said, how can you be impartial? I couldn't write a fucking show like EastEnders. I have so many moving parts. I can't even write a script for a fucking video. That's how fucked I am. I'm not gonna believe that I can write better than the people who are paid to do the show and the people who have been put in charge. Like, I bet if you were in the show, you'd start doing some weird shit.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
What would I do then, huh? What would I do, Mr. Big Shot?
I don't know, fucking. You'd write yourself in a cameo so you can have a pint and a hug with all the characters that you find huggable.
Look, lad. I'd have a pint and a hug with Big Mo, George Knight, and Tyson. There we go. And I'd also go to see Dean in jail, and I'd slap him on the arse and send him on his way.
Yep, not even going there. That's what Piggy says, not me.
Yeah, look, it's only a consensual slap, lads. It's fine.
And then someone goes, I think what people need to realize is not everything is a change of plan or a sudden development. More than likely, it's to fit into a future story. Some people can't understand why things are done at the moment randomly, but completely forget this is a soap and things need to marinate and build up. Sometimes a story will go nowhere because it won't work or things get in the way, but the writers are doing the best they can to keeping up with storylines, fitting people and developing people, but also keeping a story going almost every day. Fair play. Hell of a comment. Oh, Helter Skelter. Nailed it. Good job. It's honestly, it's my biggest gripe is people would be like, I can't believe he's got a complete personality transplant. And it's like, it's not. Like, fucking, when have we ever seen Zach in this sort of scenario? We haven't. It's completely new. When have you ever seen Whitney in this scenario? We've seen roughly with Peach, but like, it's not a fucking twist. It's not lazy writing. It's simply telling the story that's being told. And I don't know, people are just like, I don't know. My issue, it's like seeing that people on Reddit don't give anything the benefit of the doubt at all. It's like, what do you mean? No, but that's fucking shit, that is. I fucking hate that. That writing's fucking terrible. Like, you're still watching it, aren't you? You're still fucking watching every single fucking bit of it. And even if you don't like it, some people stop watching it because they're like, I don't bloody like watching this. This is shite. It's like, fucking, you're not giving it any time. Like, I've watched 2 minutes of this storyline. Sounds shite. Just not watching it. It's like, well, just don't fucking talk about it then. You fucking fannies. Jesus Christ. Oh. Someone says she could have done all this whilst going through all the correct channels. She's putting herself, child, and Brittany at risk for doing this. She actually lied and used a foster status to help. The foster child would have a social worker to support her too. And she'd get money towards the fostering, so financially she's screwed over Zach too. But I doubt her mum is forwarding over the child benefit. Yeah. Like, it's a thing where you don't exactly condone Whitney just fucking upping and, like, leaving with this child. But, you know, you can understand why she felt the need to dramatically, like, take her out of the environment she was in. Like, she is giving her a better life than what she had. Someone says, I agree with you about Whitney. Personally, I like her current storyline. I mean, yeah, she could be doing some more things differently or better. Definitely, when you consider her history, I think what she's trying to do for Brittany is overall good. I agree with you that the trauma of past pregnancies is probably affecting how she's dealing with this one, at least partially. I've just started watching it after a couple of years away, so I don't know Zach that well, but I will say it's not my favourite. My first impression of it, that it was kind of passive-aggressive and controlling. And Lauren, I just finished watching this week's episode and robbed my eyes so hard when she ordered that double vodka. I get that she's not drinking again, at least not yet, but please, writers, do not take the easy way out and send her down on the spiral where she's back on the drink. She's been making questionable decisions, so I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Normally I've liked Lauren, but lately she's annoying and they could be doing better with that character. So after all that, this is still the most interested I've been in Whitney in a long time. And even if people are admittedly fried on the character and not willing to give her the benefit of doubt anymore, quite like we were with Ben, with how annoyed we got to the end, ultimately, they've been giving her a very interesting exit storyline. And, you know, maybe in a couple years' time, we're going to look back and be like, man, you know, we treated Whitney horribly. And I'm sure when she comes back, she'll get, like, the fucking star treatment. But ultimately, you know, she's just been given a lot of bad stuff to work with. And, you know, for some people, it's too much. It's too much to go back there. So I don't blame them. But, you know, she is leaving soon. So, fucking, you don't have to put up with it for much longer, is my take. So, you know, tolerate it whilst it lasts, and maybe in a couple of years you'll look back and go, you know what, Whitney was actually quite sound. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Tell us all things in the comment section down below, and join the Discord. There's a link in the description if you want to join in on the conversation. Been watching Walford. Thank you for watching this one. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye.